Hello, my name is Martin Haas. We are running an architectural company in Stuttgart, Germany. Roughly 40 architects work together with the three partners, David Cook, Stefan Zemmrich, and myself. Our main focus is to develop carbon neutral buildings. We have a closer look in our building industry because we want to have better constructions, more simple constructions, better technology. We want to reuse, recover, and use as much as possible natural materials. It is our aim to develop a circular economy. Based on that concept, we recently finished a building in Darmstadt for Alnatura, an organic company with 500 persons. Before we started to develop any design, we defined a criteria catalog. We simply labeled the aims and targets under which we want to develop that house. First of all, we want to use as much as possible of the microclimatic situation of the site. We want to have a choice of materials which went through the process of life cycle analysis, and we want to employ as much as possible natural and renewable building materials. We carefully checked the qualities of the site. We want to use the fresh air provided by the close-by forest by introducing an earth duct leading into the building. We use the geothermal heat for heating up the building. We have a daylight optimized envelope, and we have photovoltaic arrays to run the systems in-house. All the materials which are installed are recovered, reused, or have a cradle-to-cradle certification, or in the best way are renewable. We also take a close look in simplifying the structures, because when it comes to an office building, we quite have very complex systems. We have raised ceilings, double floors, lots of layers in the facade. What we wanted to achieve was a simple room, a simple construction, that the room itself provide maximum quality to its users, and all the technology is just an add-on. We carefully did a carbon footprint analysis with various materials to realize which impact various materials have when it comes to carbon. Out of that, it was obvious from the very first day that earth founded on site would be a perfect solution. But the technology to work with earth went lost in the last century. So we started a dialogue with rammed earth builders like Martin Rauch to learn more about the materials. And we went through an engineering process to install a mock-up, a rammed earth facade with an integrated heating system, insulated with recycled waste from glass industry, and introducing a classical old-fashioned material in a new manner. The positive impact of that material was also that from the very first day, it installed an emotional link to its users, because they could have seen how the rammed earth was produced on site in a former military barrack. Then they could see what benefits this material brings. Rammed earth is a perfect insulation material. It provides better air qualities, it's balancing the moisture in the house, and it also is very good when it comes to maintenance, because you don't need to paint that wall anymore. Erosion barriers help to protect it against harsh, rainy situations. The big building was covered then finally with one big wooden roof. The wooden roof protects, serves as acoustical buffers, and serves a shelter for the big 10,000 square meter huge office space, one big room. We also take a closer look in all interior materials. We wanted to reduce the impact of separation walls. We just used curtains to separate conference areas, also to reduce the material effort inside the building. And as I said, the rammed earth facade provides beautiful conditions for well-being inside. The house itself inside is then a modern office structure still, with a lot of flexibility, meeting zones, and it allows into a rich variety of different seating and situation systems. What have we learned out of that building? We learned that when we design we first have to work with nature. We have to design as simple as possible. We have to work locally. We want to produce our materials in the region. We have to check what advantages we have in terms of microclimatic situations. And all the technology is an add-on, needs to be embedded to allowing to be renewable for future generations. We have to learn again that nature provides 85% throughout the year perfect conditions to live without heating and cooling. So we have to deal with that, not sheltering against nature, opening up to nature and allowing to bring the positive effects of nature into our buildings. We have to work for many persons. A house for only 2 persons is not a big deal for the global impact. But for hundreds of people, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, then the effort is worth taking. And we have to work reversible because our buildings are material libraries. It would be good to protect a wood ceiling for future generations, to keep it in the loop of being a wood ceiling instead of burning it after demolishing a house. And finally, and that is probably strategy number 1, we have to build beautiful because people need to love our houses. Then the buildings are durable and they stay for quite longer. And durability is the best protection when it comes to sustainability. Thank you very much.